Shanti, 26th October, Madhuban, Murli. Babdada say, sweet children, follow Srimad and serve Bharat to make it into heaven. First of all, you have to become voiceless yourself and then tell others. Question: what should you Mahavir children not be concerned about? While checking yourself, what must you be careful about? Baba says, if someone is obstructing you in your becoming pure, do not be concerned about it, but simply check whether you are a Mahavir. Ask yourself, am I deceiving myself? Do I have unlimited disinterest? Do I make others similar to myself? Check yourself. Do I have anger in me? Do I myself do what I tell others to do? Song is having found you, we have found the whole world. The earth and the sky all belongs to you. Dedicated to Shiv Baba. Om Shanti. You do not need to say this here. Baba says, it is a matter of understanding it. You, sweetest spiritual children, understand that you are once again becoming deities, that you are becoming completely voiceless. The Father, God, Shiva, comes and says, children, conquer lust, that is, become pure. You children, soul, heard the song. You children have now remembered again that you claimed your unlimited inheritance from the unlimited Father. No one can snatch that away from you. Baba says, there is no one there who would snatch it from you in golden age. That is called the undivided kingdom, heaven. Then afterwards, the kingdom of Ravan belongs to others. You now understand this. You also have to explain in the same way that you are once again making Bharat voiceless by following Srimad of incorporeal God Father Shiva. Everyone says that God is the highest on high. He alone is called the Father. Therefore, you also have to explain this and write that the Bharat that was completely voiceless heaven has now become vicious hell. We are making Bharat into heaven again by following Srimad. Note down the things that the Father tells you and churn the ocean of knowledge to help you write these things. Baba says, what should be? We write so that people understand that Bharat really was heaven. There was no kingdom of Ravan at that time. It is in the intellects of you children that the Father is now making us people of Bharat voiceless. Baba says, first of all, each of you must check yourself. Have I become voiceless? Am I deceiving God? It is not that God is watching me. Such word must not emerge from your lips. You know that it is only the one purifier, God Father, who can make you pure. Baba says, when Bharat was voiceless, it was heaven. Those deities were completely voiceless, were they not? As were the king and queen, so the subjects. Only then is the whole of the Bharat called heaven. It is now hell. This picture of the ladder of 84 birth is a very good thing. Baba says you can give it as a gift to someone who is good. Eminent people receive special gifts. Therefore, you too can explain this picture to those who come here and give it to them as a gift. You should always keep things ready to be given. Baba says you should also have the knowledge ready in your intellect. All the knowledge is in the ladder. Remember how you have taken 84 births. Baba says this is something to be understood. Those who came at the beginning have definitely taken 84 births. The Father tells you about your 84 birth and then says, I enter this once ordinary body of Sri Krishna at the end of his last birth. I name him Brahma. I create Brahmins from him. Otherwise, where would I bring Brahmin from? Have you ever heard of Brahma Father? He is definitely said to be God. Brahma and Vishnu are portrayed in the subtle region. The father says, I enter this one at the end of his 84 births. When someone is adopted, his name is changed. He is also made to have renunciation. When sannyasis adopt renunciation, they don't forget instantly. They definitely remember some things of past life. You do remember some things, but you have disinterest in them because you know that everything is to be turned into a graveyard. Therefore, why should you remember those things? We have knowledge in order to understand everything very well. They too renounce their home, etc., with knowledge. If you were to ask them how they left their home, they wouldn't tell you. You could then speak to them with diplomacy and ask them, how did you have this interest? Tell us so that we too can do the same. You give us the temptation to become pure. However, you remember everything of your past. They can tell you everything right from their childhood. The whole knowledge of you are actors, your soul are actors playing your part in this drama is in your intellect. All of your Iron Age karmic bondages now have to be broken off. You will then go to the land of peace. There, everyone will have new relationships. Baba continues to give you many good points for explaining those people of Bharat who belong to the original eternal deity religion were completely voiceless. Now, having taken 84 births, they have become vicious. They now have to become voiceless again. However, someone is definitely needed to inspire them to make efforts to become voiceless. The Father, God Shiva, has now shown you everything. The Father says, you are the same ones, are you not? Children also say, Baba, you are the same one. The Father says, I taught you in the previous cycle and gave you your fortune of the kingdom. I will continue to do the same every cycle. Whatever happened in the drama, whatever obstacles there were previously, there will be the same obstacles again. Baba says, whatever happens in your life, you are able to remember that. This one remembers everything. He tells you how he was a village urchin and how he then became the master of the world. It is only now that you understand what sort of village there would be in paradise. At this time, this world is like a village for you. There is a vast difference between paradise, golden age, and hell, iron age. Seeing huge palaces and buildings, people think that this is heaven here. The father, God Shiva, says all of this is clay and stone. It has no value. It is diamonds that are most valuable. The father god Shiva says, just imagine what your palaces of gold in the golden age were like. All the mines, they were full in golden age. There was plenty of gold there. Therefore, you children should experience so much happiness. Baba explains, whenever you feel that you are wilting, there are some records you can play which will instantly bring you into happiness. Then all the knowledge will enter your intellect. You understand that Baba is making you into the masters of the world. No one can snatch that away from you. We become the masters of the land of happiness for half the cycle. A prince understood that he is the heir of kingdom. You should have so much intoxication of being the heir, unlimited father. The father is establishing heaven and you are becoming heir of God Father for 21 births. You should have so much happiness. Also, you definitely have to remember the one whose heir have become. You cannot become an heir without remembering him. Only when you remember him, God Shiva, you can become pure and then become an heir. So, Baba says, you know that by following Srimad, you are becoming the double crown masters of the world. You will rule a kingdom for birth after birth. People on the path of devotion make perishable donations and perform perishable charity. Your wealth of knowledge is imperishable. You win such a big lottery. The fruit you receive is according to your actions. Someone who becomes the son of a great king is said to have won a big limited lottery for a single birth. Those who are single crowned cannot be the masters of the whole world. You become the double crown masters of the world. At that time, there is no other kingdom. All the other religions come later on. Until those religions expand, the earlier kings come into conflict. And because of being vicious, they continue to divide everything up. At first, there was just the one kingdom throughout the whole world. There you wouldn't say that is the fruit of karma of the previous birth. The Father is now teaching you soul, you children, how to perform elevated actions. Whatever actions you perform and whatever service you do, you will accordingly receive the return of that. You have to perform good actions. If you have to do something that you don't understand, then take Srimad. You should repeatedly ask by writing letter to Shiva. Father, look at the Prime Minister. You can understand how much post he receives. However, he doesn't read all of that himself. He has many secretaries who look through all his posts. The secretaries only put the important post on the Prime Minister's table. It is the same here. Baba instantly responds to the important letters. For others, Baba just sends love and remembrance. It is impossible for Baba to sit and write letter to each and everyone individually. That would be very difficult. You children experience so much happiness. Oh, today I have received a letter from the Unlimited Father. Shiv Baba responds through Brahma. You children experience great happiness. It is those who are in bondage who bubble up with happiness the most. Oh, I am in bondage, and yet the Unlimited Father has written a letter to me. They lift the letter to their eyes. On the path of ignorance, a wife considers her husband to be her God. Therefore, when she receives a letter from him, she kisses it. Many children among you also experience goose pimples when they receive a letter from Bap Dada. They have tears of love. They kiss the letter and lift it to their eyes. They read the letter with a lot of love. Those who are in bondage are no less. Maya defeats some children. Some understand that they definitely have to remain pure. Bharat was viceless. It is now vicious. Those who want to become viceless make exactly the same effort that they did in the previous cycle. There is a very easy way for you children to explain. This is your plan too. This is now the age of Gita. This is now the age of the Gita. The most elevated age of the Gita has been remembered. You should write this is most elevated age of the Gita, when the old world is changed into a new world. Your intellects understand that you are studying Raj Yoga with the unlimited God Father Shiva, who is also your teacher. If you study well, you will become double crowned. This is such a big school. A kingdom is being established. There will also be many different type of subjects. The kingdom continues to expand. Those who take less knowledge will come later on. According to the efforts you make, you will come at the beginning. This play is predestined. The cycle of the drama repeats. You are now receiving your inheritance from the Father. The Father says, become pure. If someone creates obstacles, you must not take any notice. At least you will get a piece of chapati. You children must make effort, and you will then be able to stay in remembrance. Baba gives you chapati. Baba gives you the example of the path of devotion. At the time of worship, if the intellect's yoga was wandering outside, he would pull his ears or slap himself. Now this is knowledge. The main things in this is remembrance. If you are unable to stay in remembrance, slap yourself. Why is Maya defeating me? Am I that weak? I have to conquer her. You have to take great care of yourself. Ask yourself, am I such a Mahavir? You also have to make efforts to make others into Mahavirs. The more you make others similar to yourself, the higher the status you receive. You have to raise in order to claim your fortune of the kingdom. If I have anger in me, how can I tell someone else not to become angry? This is not honest. You should be ashamed. If you explain to others and they become elevated, but you still remain degraded, what kind of the effort is that? By remembering the Father, you go from this ocean of poison to the ocean of milk. Baba says, the Father sits here and explains all of these examples that are then repeated on the path of devotion. There is also the example of the buzzing moth. You are Brahmins, BKs, the true Brahmins. Where is Prajapita Brahma? He is definitely has to be here. He would not be there. You children have to become very clever. Baba's plan is to change ordinary human being into deities. There is a picture to explain this. There should also be writing to match it. This is the plan of God of the Gita. We Brahmins are top notes. You couldn't speak of just one. Since there is Prajapita Brahma, there are also the top notes of Brahmin. Brahma is the father of all Brahmins. At this time, the family is so great. You then become part of the deity family. At this time, diamond confluence age, you experience great happiness because of the lottery you win. Baba says you are glorified a great deal. Salutations to the mothers. You are the Shiv Shakti army. Are you not? All of those are false because there are many of those. People have become confused. What is truth? Who is the truth? Who is the God? This is why it requires effort to establish a kingdom. The father says this drama is predestined. I too have a part in it. I am the Almighty Authority. By remembering me, you become pure souls. Shiv Baba is the greatest magnet. He resides in the highest place of all. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children. Love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. Essence of the dharana, Baba says, constantly maintain the intoxication and happiness that you have become Baba's unlimited heirs for 21 births. You definitely have to remember the one whose heirs you have become, and you must also become pure souls. Baba says, only perform the elevated acts that the Father teaches you. Continue to take Srimad. Baba gives blessing. May you be a world transformer who experiences the stage of ascent by paying full attention to your mind. May you be a world transformer who experiences the stage of ascent by paying full attention to your mind. Now, in the final moments, Baba says, you have to become an instrument for the world transformation with your mind. Therefore, if you waste even one thought through with mind, you'll then lose a lot. Do not consider one thought to be something ordinary. At present, Baba says, any upheaval of thought is considered to be a huge upheaval because the time has now changed and the speed of efforts has to be changed. Therefore, a full stop is needed for your thoughts. When you pay this much attention to your mind and your thoughts, world transformation will then take place through your ascending stage. Slogan for the day is to experience yoga while in action means to be a karma yogi. Baba has given us title that I am a karma yogi soul. I am a soul whose every thought is a instrument for world transformation. I am a pure soul. I experience Shiv Baba's company even while I am performing karmas. I am a Karam Yogi divine soul. Om Shanti.